I went to Walmart and I picked up the brand new Madballs that exist in this packaging. I'm a big fan of Madballs. I love the 80s toy line. I even like the renditions that came back in the late 90s, early 2000s. Kid Robot has done a phenomenal job with the restructures. And now we have these. I'm trying to think of how to phrase this politely, and I'm just going to be unhinged for a little bit. These toys suck. I think that the marketing was done very well. I think the AI renders were done really well. I think even the concept of making the Madballs hairy was an interesting design choice. I think that Wolf Breath looks great with a giant mane, and that Slobulus with giant unkept hair is a phenomenal idea. These toys were not made well. They are cheap. The glue does not hold up. And quite honestly, the display could have been done. Actually, I think the display might be the best thing.
So the display is the best thing. Holding them in place could have been done better, right? So they're not shaking all over the place. Obviously, being that the price point, we won't mention the price point. I can see why. I can see why the quality of the toy isn't that great because of the price point. Mm-hmm. To be honest with you, I think they would have looked better if they just did them in a matte finish instead of a glossy finish.
I agree. And you know what? I know you said we'll not mention the price point. I'm going to mention the price point because you know what? I think it's an important factor in this conversation. Yes. The price point for these toys, $547.
Yeah.
Ended up being about $6 with tax. It's a cheap toy.
Yeah.
And you know what? It looks like a cheap toy.
Yes.
I would much rather double the cost, make it a $10 to $12 figure. Chill out, buddy. Cruz is knocking the Madball into the mic.
This is like a game.
I would much rather make this a $10 to $12 figure, and instead of screen printing just this different logos or different face over the same generic Madball, make it a little better. Do a little bit better of print. Go back to like what the old ones were. Because like, you know, the 80s Madballs, the 90s Madballs, and the Kid Robot Madballs all had that similar paint job. This seems like a cheap hydro dip.
Yeah, that's definitely what it is. Again, like I said, even if they would have done matte, man, like just paint them. Don't do this hydro dip glossy finish. I think they would have been better. But, you know, they kind of give you like the mail call from the regular episode test tube, the germs.
Yeah, they have a very similar packaging. Honestly, I think out of everything, the packaging design is the coolest. Like this in
the artwork is
actually
too.
Very cool. Yeah, the logo looks great. The packaging is very creative. I think doing a bit different than this resting position so it doesn't fall around. The puck head, its resting spot is a little elevated so it doesn't roll around as much. It's in the other room. I'm not going to go get it. Just I'm too lazy to go get it. I think that I would much rather see a little higher buy-in and then a little higher quality. I think that, you know, $547, you get what you pay for. We definitely got what we paid for. I think that for $547, it's not a bad figure for $547.
Definitely not. I mean, again, it's a cool entry for like little kids if they like it.
Yeah. But it's definitely not going to hold up.
No, definitely not. I mean, I think at this point in time, I think a lot of the Walmarts already have them on clearance for like under $3.
Yeah.
Which that sucks.
That's kind of my fear. You know,
we won't get a second wave. It's not coming.
And I feel like those of us that wanted Madballs, we got them.
Yeah.
And it was kind of a collective decision, or not decision, but statement online that these are not good.
No.
Especially when you look at the AI renders that they had, and the AI renders were like heavily designed and heavily molded and looked really cool. And it made you want to buy them.
Yeah, this
is a bait and switch.
Rush.
Yeah.
Looks rushed.
So
I had a timeline and they rushed it.
I'm hoping. My hope is that the company takes the feedback and does do a second wave. Maybe does a smaller wave, but produces them better.
And it was already a small wave, 6 characters.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've
The six pack.
hopefully they bring them back, man. Hopefully they bring them back. They just go back to the drawing board a little bit. Like you said, the hair is cool. Like having real hair is kind of cool. Gives it a different aesthetic, right? Like every time period has done a little bit different.
Mhm.
Yeah, I just felt the same. The paint job, the hydro dip look, I don't like it.
Yeah. Like, and it's sad because I really like Wolf Breath as a Mad Ball.
The funny thing is, it's a mad ball, but it's almost so bad.
It's a
It
knockoff.
looks it's a knockoff mad ball.
I always say I think the bootlegs and the knockoffs look better.
Yeah, which is kind of sad. This is a knockoff of a knockoff.
Yeah. It's like somebody who wanted to make Mad Balls and said, "Hey, this is the name of our toy. Just design a figure what you think it'll look like."
Yeah.
And I don't know. It's a little sad. I will say something that I thought was interesting, and I pointed this out to one of our fellow toy collectors. The Grossius Maximus Mad Ball,
Yes.
which looks like a centurion. On the side here, it has everybody's name printed on a little sticker. And everyone's name, like this is the Wolf Breath Mad Ball, and it says Wolf Breath here. The Grossius Maximus one, it says Sharkborg, like it's a shark cyborg. So it makes me wonder if there was a different original concept art that they rolled with and never changed the name over.
Mm, very interesting.
So I don't know.
Yep.
I'm hoping we got another wave. I'm hoping they make some improvements because I would love to see what some good Mad Balls in with current like age technology would look like.
Worst case scenario, you buy a bunch of these and use the display for your other mad balls.
That's actually not a bad idea. I actually might start doing that. But what do you say we get into this or that?
Let's do it.